Hey lovelies, hope you're doing great. My name is Kitty and this is Kitty Crochets. I am back in another tutorial today. For those who have subscribed, I am really humbled. And if I told you you're watching this video and you've not yet clicked on that subscribe button, I kindly beg of you to do so before we go into today's tutorial. Yes, so we are going to look at something very beautiful today, and yes, we are going to see how to make a crochet checkered sweater, and I hope you love the process of making it. So let's start right away. You are going to start by getting your measuring tape, and we are going to start with making measurements of the width for our sweater. So you are going to measure from your one shoulder to the other one, and I've measured mine. I have 16 inches from one shoulder to the other one. So on these 16 inches, I want my sweater to be a little bit baggy. I am going to add on 4 inches to make it a total of 20 inches. So we are going to make our sweater in 3 parts. We are going to make the back part, and then for the front part we are going to divide it into 2 to get, since I'm going to be making it 20 inches, I am going to divide these 20 inches into 2 to get 10 inches. And the front side is going to have 2 parts. One part is going to be 10 inches and then the other one will also be 10 inches. So let's start with making the back part of 20 inches. Well, we are going to start with making a chain that is going to equate to 20 inches without stretching. And for our chain, I'm going to start by making a slip knot. I rotate my yarn around my finger. I then bring my hook right here in the middle and pull this behind yarn. So this is a slip knot. For our chain, a yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. For those who don't know how to make a chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. I'm going to do this up to when I have 20 inches without stretching. I am done with my chain, and this chain equates to 20 inches, as you can see. So this chain must be, the number of chains must be a multiple of 10. They must be in tens, for example 10, 20, 30, like that. So make sure that you have chains that are in a multiple of 10, and after making those multiples of 10, you are going to reduce one chain to make it, for example, 89, 99, 79, like that. After that, I am now going to chain 2, 1, 2. I'm chaining 2 because we are going to be using double crochets. I am going to yarn over and come in the third one. I place there my very first double crochet, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, I yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, I again yarn over, come into the very next chain, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, I yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, I yarn over, come into the very next one, I yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, I yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. Well, this is a double crochet, and I am going to be using 2 colors. You use any 2 colors of your choice. I'm going to be using white and lemon green. So I am going to make 10 double crochets. That's why I told you to make a chain that is in a multiple of 10. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th one. I'm going to make 5 others to make it 10. When counting, you start by counting this chain 2 that you made. It makes 1 double crochet. So these are 9, and I'm going to place my 10th double crochet right here. I'm going to 3 loops on the hook. I yarn over, only pull through the first 2. So instead of yarning over and pulling through the next 2, we are now going to add another color. I am going to get my second color and come and attach it right here. I am going to bring it and pull through. So well, I have attached my second color. I am now going to be using the second color. We are going to be using 2 colors, or you can use more if you feel like. And we are going to be, the first color is going to be down as we use the second color. Let me show it to you. So I am going to yarn over and come in the very next chain right here. I am going to yarn over and pull through, and yarn over, pull through the first 2 yarn over, pull through the next 2. I place there a double crochet. Make sure that this white color is down, so I come in the next one, I place there a double crochet. These are going to be 10 double crochets as well. I come and place there my 3rd double crochet. I come in the next stitch, place there my 4th double crochet without leaving this white color behind. I come right here, place there my 5th double crochet. So well, I am going to do this up to when I have 10 double crochets. I am going to make my 10th double crochet, so I come right here, yarn over, pull through 3 loops on the hook, I yarn over, I only pull through the first 2. So for the last 2, these are already 10 double crochets. We are now going to use white color for the next 10 double crochets. I'm just going to leave this green color. I come pick this white color, I yarn over and pull through the last 2. Hope you're getting me. We are now going to be putting the green color down, so I'm going to yarn over and come in the next chain, and I place there my double crochet. I come place a next double crochet in the next stitch. Make sure that as you are placing your double crochets, you pull this down a color so that it can be straight. You then come place a 3rd double crochet. I then come in this very next one, place there my next double crochet here. So well, let me do this and get back when I am going to place the 10th double crochet. I come right here and I place there my 10th double crochet, yarn over, pull through only the first 2. I then leave the white yarn. You pull this down a yarn a little bit to make sure that it is straight. I hope you can see that it is straight. So you then get the down a yarn and yarn over, pull through these last 2. You then come and place 10 double crochets in the next chains. So that is 1. This is the second one. As you are making sure that the downer yarn is straight. Yes, this is the 3rd one and the 4th one. Yes, let me get back to you when I have reached my 10th double crochet. I yarn over, come right here and place there my 10th double crochet, yarn over, pull through only the first 2. I leave this green yarn and then come for this down yarn, the white one. I yarn over, pull through the last 2. I then yarn over, come into the very next one, place there a double crochet up to when I get 10. So hope you see what I have. These are 10 double crochets. So let me do this up to when I reach the end of this chain. I'm close to the end of the line, so I'm going to come right here and I place there my 10th double crochet, yarn over, pull through the first 2. So at the end of your line, you are going to add these 2 colors together. You yarn over and pull through both the colors. You then turn your work. When you turn your work, the last color is the color you are going to start with the next line. So our last color was green. We are again going to start with a green color. So I leave the white color and choose the green color. I come, I make sure that this white one is right on top of this line. So I yarn over. In this very first stitch, this one, I place there a double crochet. I come in the very next stitch and I place there a double crochet. Come to the next one, place there a double crochet, making sure that this white one is on top of the previous line. I come in the next one, place there a double crochet up to when I reach to the 10th double crochet. I am going to come right here and I place there my 10th double crochet, yarn over, pull through only the first 2. So just like we did in the first line, You are going to leave this green color and then pick the downer one, the white color, yarn over, pull through these last two. You a little bit tighten, don't over pull it because the work will over be tight. You yarn over and come right here, place there a double crochet, making sure that this green color is down or on top of the previous line. So you come place double crochets up to when you have 10 double crochets of white color. Well, this is my 10th double crochet, so I am now going to leave this white yarn and come pick the green one which was down. I yarn over, pull through both the last loops. I then pull my white yarn a little bit, so I resume placing 10 double crochets of green on top of the previous 10 double crochets of the same color, making sure that this white one is down, and as you are placing your double crochets, make sure that you pull it a little bit to make sure that it is straight. Yes, so well, I am going to do this. This is what I did in our first line. I'm going to do this, and let me get back to you at the end of this line as well. I have reached the end of this line, so I am going to yarn over and come in this very last stitch, this one, and I place there my very last double crochet. I yarn over, pull through the first two. So remember, at the end of the line we add these two colors together and then yarn over and pull through both the two colors. You then turn your work. When you turn your work, so our last color was a white color, and that means we are going to leave the green color and choose the white color. So we are again going to start by placing a double crochet in this very first stitch. This one, you come and place there your very first double crochet. You then come in the very next stitch and place there a second double crochet. You come in the next stitch, place there a double crochet, and the next one as well, making sure that this green yarn is on top of the previous line. You pull it a little bit to make sure that it is straight. So you come place a double crochet up to when you reach to the 10th stitch. This is my 10th stitch, so I am going to leave the white color and come pick the green color which was down. I yarn over and pull through these last two loops. I then make sure that the white color is on top of this previous one. I then come and place my 10 double crochets. Yeah, so this is called a checkered stitch, and this is what I am going to be doing. I am going to do a couple of lines up to when I have a square. These are going to be boxes with a square shape. Like I have to have a square of white color, green color, white color. You just follow this pattern. You will make a few lines up to when you have a square, and let me do those lines and come back when I have that square shape of each and every color, and I'm going to tell you how many lines that I have made. Well, this is it. I now have boxes, and I've made 5 lines in total to get these boxes. I have 8 boxes in total, and yes, so at the end of this has been our first box. We are now going to start with making another box. I am going to just come and turn my work. So our first box has been in green color, and that means the next one is going to be in a different color, and that is going to be white. I am going to now leave green and come in this white color, and come pick this white color. I come in this very first stitch and I place there a double crochet. I then come into the next one, making sure that the green color is on top of the previous line. I come place my next double crochet in the next stitch, and the next one as well up to when I reach the 10th. I have reached the 10th one, so I'm going to get this green color, yarn over and pull through the last two. This is what we have been doing before. I yarn over, come this previous box was a box of white, so the one on top will be a box of green. So I come and place there my double crochets in each and every stitch for the 10 stitches. I have reached the 10th double crochet, so I'm going to leave this green color and then pick the white one, pull through the last stitches. I then come resume making the same pattern. And yes, let me also do this and get back to you at the end of this line. I've reached the end of this line, so I'm going to add these two colors together. I yarn over and pull through these last two loops. After that, I am going to turn my work. When I turn my work, I am now going to leave this white color and pick the green one. So I start by placing a double crochet right here in this very first stitch. This one, I place there a double crochet. I come to the next stitch, place there a double crochet. As you pull this one a little bit to make it straight down there, I come to the next one, place there a double crochet, and then the next one as well, and the next one as well, up to when I make a total of 10 double crochets. Well, I have reached my 10th double crochet, so I am going to leave this green yarn and pick the white one and yarn over, pull through these last two. You pull this green one a little bit. So I then start with placing my double crochet in this very first white stitch, and then up to when I make it to the 10th one. Well, I have reached it and I'm going to leave this white color. I pick the green one. You come yarn over, pull through these last two loops. Yeah, you then start placing your green double crochets on top of the previous green ones. Yeah, so let me also get back to you when I am at the end of this line. I have reached the end of this line, so I'm going to yarn over, adding these two colors together and pull through. After that, I then turn my work. So I leave the green color and pick the white one. Start by placing a double crochet in this very first stitch, and then come to the next one and also place there a double crochet. To the next one, place there a double crochet. Come to the next one and also place there a double crochet. Yeah, so well, I am going to do this. Remember, our box is made of 5 lines. I'm going to do this for 5 lines, and let me come back when I am at the end of our second box. Well, I am done with my second box and I am now going to start making another box. And since this was white, green, so the next one should be white in color, I yarn over, and in this very first stitch I start by placing there a double crochet. Come to the next one, place there a double crochet. I come here in the next one, next stitch, place there a double crochet. Yeah, so this is going to be the pattern. I am going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to do boxes that are going to equate to 29 inches in total. So let me continue doing this and I'm going to get back to you when I have 29 inches. Well, this is what I have, and this makes a total of 29 inches. Begins from here and it ends up there. So I made I have 11 boxes from the top to the bottom, and those are for the length, and for the width I have 8 boxes. So this is going to be our back part, and we are now going to make the front part. So for the front part, remember I told you already, we are going to divide this back part into 2 to get, since this is 20 inches, we are going to divide it into 2 to get 10 inches on one side and 10 inches on the other side. But for the simpler parts, if at all your boxes are in even numbers, you can just, since I have a total of 8, this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, since I have 8 boxes for the width, I am just going to divide these 8 boxes into 2 to get 4 inches on one side and 4 inches on the other side. So that means my one part is going to be made up of 4 boxes, and then the other part will also be made up of 4 boxes. But if at all your boxes are not even, if at all they are in odd numbers, you can just use your measuring tape and make measurements. Well, this is what I've told you. I have 4 boxes for my width, 1 2 3 4, but for my length it still remains 29 inches from the bottom to the top, and these are still 11 boxes. So when you get your measuring tape, as you can see, this equates to 10 inches. And yes, so I am not going to do this, since it's just the same thing I've done, like it's almost the same thing I've done with my back parts. You are just going to start the way we started when we were making the back part. The chain has to be a multiple of 10, and since I have 4 boxes, that means my chain here has to be 40. I have to make 40 chains, and on those 40 chains, remember, you reduce 1 to make it 39. After the 39, you just chain extra 2 and then start placing double crochets. You start placing double crochets of one color and then the other color, just like we did with the back part. So I have only made one part so far, one front part, and I'm going to make another part just like this using the same measurements. Don't forget, I've not made this because it's just the same pattern. I've just reduced the number of boxes. Since I've divided the back part into 2, I'm not going to do this again. And yes, let me come back to you when I have done another part, my second half. This is the first one. Let me get back to you when I am done with making my second half. Well, I have made my other second part. I now have 2, and the total of this is still 20 inches, since this is 10 inches and then this is also 10 inches. So we are now going to make our arms. You are now going to get your measuring tape and measure your arm, or the arm of the person you are making for. So my arm, you measure the arm from the upper part, like you measure the upper arm. So my arm equates to 10 inches, and I don't want it to be so tight. I'm going to add 2 extra inches to make it a total of 12. So I am going to make something that is going to be 12 inches for my arm. We are still going to be using the same pattern. You are going to get your one color of your yarn and then make a chain that is going to equate to 12 inches without stretching. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, up to when you have something that equates to 12. This equates to 12 inches, as you can see. I am now going to make an extra 2 chains, since I am going to be using a double crochet. Yarn over, come into the 3rd chain and place there my first double crochet. I then place a double crochet in the next one. Well, I'm going to do this and get back to you when I am going to place my 10th double crochet. Well, this is the 9th one, so I come and place the 10th one. I yarn over, pull through only the first 2. I then come and get my second color. I come and attach it. So after that, I leave the white color. I hope you are now well conversant with our pattern. I just come and start with a green color, placing double crochets in each and every chain for the next 10 chains, making sure that this white color is down here. Well, I am at the end of this line, so I just add these 2 colors together and yarn over and pull through. I then turn my work. I leave the green color out and come place a double crochet in this very first stitch. Come to the next one and I also place there a double crochet. Come to the next one, place there a place there a double crochet. Yeah, so I'm still going to be doing the same thing that I've been doing, and for now you are going to get your measuring tape. You measure the full length of your arm, like from your shoulder to the wrist. So I measured mine, and mine is 21 inches. I am going to make, like, following the same pattern, doing the same thing that I've been doing, lines of double crochets to make boxes that are going to equate to 15 inches. I'm just going to be following the same pattern. I'm going to do this up to when I have 15 inches, and let me first do this and get back when I am done with my 15 inches. Well, I am done, and this is what I have. These are my 15 inches. So these are going to be for the upper arm, and for the area like towards the wrist, we are going to change the pattern. You are going to choose on one of your colors, and I've chosen green for this arm. So you come right here and you attach your yarn. You chain 1 to attach it. After that, you are now going to make a chain that is going to equate to the 6 remaining inches. This equates to 6 inches. I am going to be using a single crochet, so I am going to make 1 extra chain, and after that I am going to come in the second chain, this one, and I place there my very first single crochet. I bring my hook, yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook. I yarn over, I pull through the 2 loops, come into the next chain, yarn over, pull through. This is how a single crochet is made, in case you didn't know. 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. You then come in the very next chain, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, come into the next one, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. Well, let me do this and get back to you when I am close to the end of the chain. Well, I am close to the end, and I'm going to come in this very last chain, and I place there a single crochet. So after that, I am going to skip 1 stitch down here. This is 1. I come into the second one, this one, and I slip stitch. I come yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. After that, I am going to slip stitch in the next 2 stitches. This is the first one. I slip stitch. I come to the second one and also slip stitch. After that, I am going to turn my work. So when I turn my work, I am going to be placing single crochets still in each and every stitch, but I'm only going to do this in the back loop. So I am going to come in on top of this very first single crochet, but only in the back loop. This is the back loop, and I place there a single crochet, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both the loops. I come in the next back loop, this one, I place there a single crochet. I also come in the next back loop, and I place there a single crochet. Come in the next one, place there a single crochet, and the next one as well, up to the end of this line. Don't forget to place a single crochet in this very last stitch. You place there a single crochet. After that, you chain 1 and then turn your work. So when you turn your work, you are again going to start by placing a single crochet in the very first stitch, but in the back loop. So you come in this very first back loop, place there a single crochet. You come to the next back loop, place there a single crochet. You come to the next one, place there a single crochet, again up to when you reach the end of the line. You are again going to skip 1 stitch. You skip this stitch, you come to the next one and slip stitch, yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop that you have on the hook. After that, you slip stitch twice. You come in the first stitch and slip stitch. You also come to the next stitch and you slip stitch. After that, you turn your work. You again start by placing a single crochet in this very first back loop, this one, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through both the 2 loops. You then come to the next back loop, place there a single crochet, and the next one as well up to the end of this line. Well, at the end of this line, I've placed my single crochet in the very last stitch, so I'm going to chain one and turn my work. When I turn my work, I again start by placing a single crochet in this very first back loop, come to the next one, and I place there a single crochet as well, place a single crochet in the next one up to the end of this line as well. After that, you are going to skip one stitch. This one, you come to the next one and you slip stitch and over, and also pull through the loop that you have on the hook. You come to the next two stitches, and you slip stitch. That is the first one, and then this is the second one. After slip stitching, you are again going to turn your work, and after turning your work, you start by placing a single crochet in this very first back loop. You then come to the next back loop, place there a single crochet, and also the next back loop and the next one as well. Yeah, so this is going to be our pattern for the downer part of our arm, and I'm going to do this up to when I reach this side. Well, I am done, and this is what I have. This is how the lower part of my arm looks like. So now we are going to fold our arm like this and join these two sides together. I'm going to come right here in this very first stitch, and I attach my yarn. To attach your yarn, you chain one. So I am again going to bring my hook right here in this very first stitch, and also come in the very first stitch on this other side. So I yarn over and pull through, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. I then come in the next stitch and also the next stitch on this other side. I yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. I come right here in the next stitch and also the next stitch on this other side, and over, pull through, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. Come right here and also in the next one on the other side, and over, pull through, also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. Oops, sorry. I come in the next one right here and the next one, yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. Come to the next one and also the next one on the other side, yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the next loop on the the loop on the hook. So well, I am going to do this slip stitching in the next stitches on both sides up to when I reach the up to when I reach this side of the arm. This is my arm, and I'm done adding the two sides together. And well, I have already made another arm using the same pattern and the measurements, and for the downer part on this side I've chose to use white as this one has green. So we are now going to add our two parts of the sweater together. Well, you are now going to get your back part. The back part is this bigger one, and one part, let's start with joining the one part of the front part. So I've got this one, and I am now going to get my yarn and come right here in this very first stitch, and I attach my yarn. I again bring my hook right here in the very first stitch, and also come in the very first stitch on this other side, and I slip stitch, I yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. I come in the very next stitch and also the very next stitch on this other side. I yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. I come right here the next one and also the next one on this side, yarn over and pull through, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. Well, this is what we've been doing with the arms, and it's still the same. You are going to be slip stitching in each and every stitch. You are going to slip stitch up to when you reach the upper side of our sweater, and you don't forget, on the upper side you have to leave the armhole for our arm. So easily you can do it like this. You can just get your arm and then bring it right here and measure where it stops. After that, you can then get your stitch marker, if at all you have one, and mark where your arm stops on both sides. If you have a stitch marker, you can use one, but if at all you don't have, you can use yarn and mark where your arm is going to stop. And yes, let me slip stitch up to when I reach this point here. Well, I am done and I have reached here where I had marked, so I am still going to come on top on this top side, and I reattach my yarn right here. I come get my yarn and I attach it. I am now going to bring my hook right here in the very first stitch and also the very first stitch on the other side, and I slip stitch. After that, I come in the very next one and also the very next one on the other side, and I slip stitch, come into the very next stitch and also the next one on the other side, and I slip stitch, come to the next one and also the next one on the other side, and I slip stitch. Well, I am going to slip stitch up to when I reach right here, and I'm also going to get the other front part and I slip stitch up to where when I reach the armhole around here, and also come on the top here and I slip stitch here. So let me get back to you when I am done adding the three parts together, because these are already two, so I'll get the other one and I also add it to this. Well, I am done joining the two parts to the back side, and yes, I now have my armholes, and we are now going to attach our arms to the sweater. When you are joining these two parts together, make sure that where one box ends on this side, it's where another box should also end or start on this other side. Hope you can see that my white box starts from here, also this side, and ends here, and well, they must be even. I'm going to come right here and I reattach my yarn, bring my white yarn and reattach it to the sweater. Well, after attaching my yarn, I am going to come again right here and also get my arm. So where we joined the two sides right here, it's going to be down. It's going to be down here. So I am going to get my hook and come right here where we joined the two sides from, and I yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook, that is slip stitching. I am now going to be slip stitching in each and every stitch. I then come right here. So I come right here in the very first stitch and also the very first one on the other side, and I slip stitch, come into the next one and the next one on the other side, and I slip stitch. I come into the very next stitch and also the very next stitch on the other side, and I slip stitch, come into the very next one and also the next one on the other side, and I slip stitch. Well, we are going to slip stitch just like we've been doing, and you are going to slip stitch all around up to when you reach this other side here. So I am going to attach this arm, and I'm going to do the same thing on this other side, and let me get back to you when I am done attaching both my arms. Well, I am done putting my arms to the sweater. We are now going to put single crochets all around this area. I'm going to come right here in this very first stitch, and I reattach my yarn. After reattaching my yarn, still in the very same space, I am going to come and place there a single crochet. I come, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. I then come in the very next stitch, I yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, come here, place there a single crochet. Yeah, so well, if you like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up, and please don't leave here without subscribing to my channel, and you can turn on the notification bell to alert you in case I upload any new video. Yes, and so I am going to do this, placing single crochets all around. I am going to bring them all around up to this side, and I just rotate to this side up to when I come back right here. Well, I have reached this other side and I've chained one and turned my work, so we are going to make another line of single crochets, but I'm only going to be doing this in the back loop. So I'm going to come in the very first stitch in the back loop, and I place there my single crochet. I come to the next back loop, this one, and I place there my single crochet. I come to the next back loop and I place there my single crochet. And I'm going to do this, I rotate around up to when I reach this other side. I have reached the end of this line as well, and I've chained one and turned my work. So again, I am going to start by placing a single crochet in this very first back loop, this one. I can place there a single crochet, come into the next back loop of the second stitch, and also the next one. I come to the next one as well, and the next one, placing single crochets in only the back loops. So well, I am going to do this for a couple of lines, placing my single crochets in only the back loops. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, you just have to do this all around. When you reach this part, you just do this and come to this other side. Let me do this for a few lines, and I'm going to come back and tell you how many lines that I've made. Well, this is it. This is how far I have come with my sweater, and I have made 20 lines of single crochets in only the back loops. Hope you can see how my work looks like. Let me hope that yours looks like this. And now we are going to do our last part, and what we've been doing here, putting single crochets in only the back loops, it's what we are going to do down here as well, and I am going to do that for a length of 5 inches. So I am going to start from here. I don't know how, but I mistakenly lost my hook, and I'm now using my 5.5mm hook. So I am now going to make a chain that is going to equate to 5 inches for a chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and I'm going to do this up to when I have 5 inches without stretching. As you can see, these are 5 inches. After that, you are now going to chain 1 extra chain, since we are using single crochets. You then come in the second chain, this one, you place there a single crochet, come into the next one, place there a single crochet, come to the next one, place there a single crochet, and the next one as well, up to when you reach the end of this chain. I have reached the end of the chain, so I am going to skip this middle space right here and come here, and I slip stitch, I yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. I come right here in the middle and slip stitch. I then come right here and I also slip stitch, and after slip stitching I turn my work. So when I turn my work, I'm going to do what we've been doing before. You start by placing a single crochet in only the back loop in this very first stitch. you come in the next one, and in the next one up to the end of this line. I've reached the end of this line, so I'm going to chain one and then turn my work. What I'm doing is what we did on our arms. So in this very first back loop, I place there a single crochet, come to the next one, place there a single crochet, to the next one as well, and yes, up to the end as well. I have reached the end of this line, so I am going to skip this middle stitch, this one, and come right here. Well, if you look at your work, it has, let me call them maybe humps. I just don't know how to properly explain this. So we are going to be slip stitching on these humps. Hope you're getting me, like these ones. So you skip this middle stitch and come right here, let's call it a hump. You come right here and you slip stitch. You again slip stitch right here in the middle and come back to our hump. You also slip stitch, and after slip stitching you turn your work. So when you turn your work, you start by placing your very first single crochet in this first back loop, come to the next one, place there a single crochet as well, and to the next one up to the end of this line. So well, this is what I'm not going to over explain this because we did it already. So let me do this all around this area and come back when I have reached here. Well, I am done with this area here. So when you reach on this side, you at the end of your line, you just skip one stitch down here, come to the next one and you slip stitch. You then slip stitch in 2 stitches. So this is the first one. You also come to the second one and you slip stitch. After that, you then turn your work and start by placing a single crochet in this very first back loop. Come to the next one, place there a single crochet, and the next one as well up to the end of the line. Well, I have reached the end of this line, so I've chained one already, and I'm going to start by placing a single crochet right here in this very first back loop. I come to the next one, place there a single crochet. Well, I am not over explaining this because we did it already. And yes, place a single crochet in the next one, and let me get back when I am at the end of this line. I have reached the end of this line as well, so you skip one stitch and come to the next one and slip stitch. After that, you again slip stitch twice. So you come in the first one, you slip stitch, and the second one as well. After slip stitching, you then turn your work and start with placing your very first single crochet in the very first back loop. You then come to the next one, place there a single crochet, the next one as well, and the next one. So this is what I am going to do up to the end of the sweater, like up to when I reach the other side. This is going to be our last part. I'm gonna come back when I am finally done. Finally, this is what we've got. This is how beautiful our sweater looks like. Hope you love it. Well, thank you very much for watching. My name is Kitty. Kindly don't leave here without subscribing, and for those who have subscribed, welcome to the family. I'm so humbled. Yeah, let me get back to you again in my next tutorial.